Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Comfort Zone podcast. I'm April, and this is a space where we talk about stories, experiences, and situations where we have gone out of our comfort zone in a comfortable environment. And today we have a very fun and special guest, Coco!
Yay! Hi.
So, Coco is actually a nickname. Can you tell us how to pronounce your real name?
It's a French name, so it's Corentin.
Corentin.
Yeah, if you want to do it like English way, Corentin. Again. Corentin.
Quarantine.
Spanish way will be like Corentin as well. Right?
Yeah. What do you prefer though?
Coco.
Coco, yeah, it's
yeah,
easier.
honestly, yeah, everybody call me Coco, so yeah.
Okay, so Coco is actually one of my coworkers at the company that I work at, and we met at work and we became good friends, Pilates buddies, yoga buddies, soon to be boxing.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Next week.
So before we start, can you describe a little bit about the day we met, if you remember?
Yeah, I do remember. It was like during a workshop, no?
That's a full lie, Coco. I guess you
Yeah.
just never noticed me before, but like...
Yeah, we met there, so we just had like a... Yeah, it was like a workshop, no? At like...
No, not the BMW one. We met before that.
Really?
Yeah. I remember.
Do you
Coco
remember?
came into the office and everybody was so excited. Oh my god, we have a new like community manager for Bellux and he speaks French. And then I specifically remember you sat in between the two designers.
I don't even remember that.
I do.
Oh, yeah. I remember, yeah.
And I was like, oh, he seems cool.
Yeah, I remember, yeah. So we went there, but like we start talking
At the
like,
workshop.
At the workshop.
Yeah, at the workshop. Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself, but while Coco tells us a little bit about himself, we're going to put on a sheet mask because one thing that makes me comfortable is a little bit of skincare. My skin has improved so much.
Yeah, Korean skincare is so good.
And I brought a ton of Korean face masks from the Philippines. I literally bought like 40.
It's super cheap there, no?
Yeah, so cheap. I have one that is tea tree, and Coco has one that
mushroom thing?
Ling.
Like mushrooms
Linseed?
and extracts.
I'm so sorry, I don't know what
That's
is, but it
fine,
says
we'll see.
firming.
It is good.
Yeah. So, Coco, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, where you grew up, while we start putting our face masks on.
Well, so I'm from Belgium, and I did my studies there for like 18 years. After that, after my graduation, I've decided to travel a little bit.
And where did you travel?
Why or where?
Where?
So I started with New York.
Oh.
Yeah, I really wanted to go there. It was like my first time. I was like 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what did you think of New York?
The first time I went there, I really liked it.
The second time? No.
I didn't like it the second time. But like the first time, I really like it, especially because I'm like into art museum and everything.
So, 2019, you went to New York.
Yeah, I'm so confused with the timeline. Yeah, 2019, I went to New York, and then I went to Chicago as well, and then San Francisco, and then Hawaii, and then
Hawaii?
Quito. Yeah, it was a long trip. I liked it. But then COVID appeared. So yeah, I had to come back home in March 2020. Yeah.
So, okay, so you went...
I was 19 and it was in 2020. Yeah.
Okay, so just a quick recap. So your after graduation trip was New York, Chicago, San Francisco, Hawaii, then Quito.
Yeah.
Where's Quito again?
Ecuador.
I'm so sorry. I probably sound so dumb. I knew it was in South America. So
Yeah, South America in Ecuador, yeah.
what was your favorite thing about New York?
Like just the vibe. At first it was like just the vibe, like American vibes. As like Belgium is like a very small country, and like New York, I think US in general, everything is big, and it's something that I always find very like interesting, like amazing. So it's like very different from Belgium. I liked people there. I made some friends, so like just the vibe of people, and like the fact that they're very open-minded in comparison to Belgium. So that's what I like in general in the US. Chicago was nice, but I was in January. I went there in January. So cold, like
Yeah, of course.
like
January.
minus 18. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
You gotta go to Canada.
Yeah.
It's worse.
Same. Yeah, it was the same weather. I checked in Canada because I wanted to go to Canada as well. I didn't at the end, but I was checking the weather. I was like, no, too cold for me, so I just skipped Canada. After that, San Francisco was very nice, and now I think San Francisco is my favorite.
Really? So you prefer
Yeah.
San Francisco out of New York and Chicago?
Definitely. Yeah, I didn't really like Chicago. Sorry. Yeah.
Did you try the deep dish pizza?
Oh no.
Well, you have to try it.
Oh, maybe actually.
The fat pizza.
Oh yeah, I've tried it. Of course, I tried it. Yeah, I tried it. It was very nice. But San Francisco was my favorite at the end, for sure.
I do like San Francisco.
Yeah,
I have heard
like-
that it's obviously like the rest of the world going through like a cost of living crisis, and there's an increase of
Yeah.
homelessness right now. But every time that I've gone to San Francisco, I enjoyed it so much.
Like the weather is like so nice.
It's
and
perfect.
It's just like about the air. I don't know. Like you breathe like the ocean air. I don't know. I just feel like it's better. So I really liked it. And of course, after that, I went to Hawaii, which is very cheap from San Francisco, actually.
Really?
Yeah, like the flight.
Oh, the flight from San Francisco. I thought you were saying
No,
Hawaii. It's
no,
cheap.
No. I mean, like the flight was like 90 euros. I think $90. I think. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
so super
really
cheap.
cheap.
Yeah. But like the place, I went to Honolulu first, and that place was a bit expensive. I went there for like 3 days, and after I moved to Maui, which is like a smaller island. But yeah, Maui is nice.
So tell me a little bit about why you decided to go to Ecuador.
I just met a friend in New York.
A friend or a special friend?
No, just a friend.
Okay.
No, just a friend. We met there in New York, and he was from Ecuador actually. And after my travel, my travel ended in Hawaii. I had no plan after Hawaii, so I was like, okay, I could go somewhere. I wanted to stay like around like US, and then he suggested me to just visit him in Quito. So I was like, oh, right, why not? So I just went there. Like so random. I love it.
So this is like literally the wildest after university trip.
Yeah.
How many months were you traveling, or weeks?
Almost 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, 2 months and a half because of COVID. So wait, COVID was like mid-March, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so like mid-March. So I started like 6th of January. So yeah, like.
Wow. So
Yeah,
literally like
almost 3 months.
3 months.
A bit less, but yeah.
And
I had no money anymore anyway, so I had to go after 3 months.
I mean, like, that sounds like an expensive trip because the U.S. is definitely
Honestly, yes and no, because what the fuck? I just like planned everything in advance, so I didn't pay like everything at the same time, so that was fine. But yes, a lot of money. Anyway.
Yeah. So when you came back to Belgium, you had
Depression, yeah.
And did you spend the entire quarantine in Belgium?
Yes, I spent the whole Yes, at least at the beginning, in Belgium. So with my mom, at home, in the countryside. So,
I feel like you're a city boy.
I am. So, like because of my school, my friends, like in Belgium, everything is like in central, in the city, but with my mom, we live like countryside. It's like not in central Brussels. So yeah, it's a bit complicated sometimes, but it's okay. Like being there for like the pandemic was nice.
Yeah,
like,
because you can go out
Yeah, I
and
could. Yeah,
and like breathe fresh air instead of being stuck in
Yeah.
like an apartment.
Yeah. So that was nice, and then Belgium.
So what was the most difficult travel experience that you've that happened to you?
So yeah, when I was traveling, I was like traveling with Airbnb just to still be a bit comfortable. You know, I need to know like where I'm gonna sleep and where I'm gonna spend the time, and just to organize like my journey during the day and everything, just to see where I'll be and everything. So yeah.
Okay, so you booked Airbnbs all around the U.S. while you were traveling.
Yes, in advance, yeah.
And then did everything work out okay?
At the beginning, yes. Apart from the Chicago one, oh gosh, and the San Francisco one as well. Oh yeah,
Both?
twice. Yeah, they just cancel it. That's the thing with Airbnb. It's like very nice, but they just can cancel you.
I swear, like, Airbnb has changed so much
Yeah.
because the first time I ever heard of Airbnb was summer of 2015. I was
Yeah.
living in New York and I met a girl who Airbnb'd a room for 3 months in New York while she was doing an internship.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and I met a bunch of people in New York. This is 2015. And they'd be like, yeah, I Airbnb my house while I go on holiday so I can make some money while I'm on holiday. And this kind of like funds
Yeah.
my holiday.
Yeah.
And I feel like now Airbnb has become such a business.
They just cancel you like that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they like now it's no longer like, oh, I'm renting out my house to travelers while I travel. It's like companies buying apartments and
Literally,
buildings and
literally,
like
yeah.
being like little hotels.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's like a business, but very practical anyway. But yeah, so they cancel me like the day, 1 day before. So I just panicked. Good thing I had like some money to just rebook a new one, and I got a refund, obviously. But like, just imagine you there with like the money, you just can't
With
book
your
anything.
bags.
Imagine.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
yeah,
god.
that's fine. So yeah, they canceled the Chicago one, so I had to rebook a new one, and I didn't pay attention like to the comments, and like so I just booked it, and it was a shitty one in like a very bad neighborhood. And
Yeah.
Chicago, you know, is like
Depends on the neighborhood. Yeah, depends on the neighborhood.
where,
yeah.
but yeah, I remember like the Uber driver. So I took an Uber from the airport to the place, and like the Uber guy was so nice, and he just told me, "Oh, you see that part of the city over there?" I was like, "Oh yeah, why? What's up there?" He said, "Just go and go there." I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Okay, I won't."
Well, at least he was honest and he was
It
looking
was
out for
honest,
you.
yeah. It was like super nice, yeah. Because when we get to the Airbnb, so I just like text the guy, "Okay, I'm here," and he was waiting for me that I get in the place, like there.
Oh,
so that was
the
so nice,
Uber
yeah.
driver wanted to make sure you got there.
So he just waits. So that was oh my god, so nice.
That's actually so nice.
Yeah, that's nice. And then okay, I spend my day to Chicago. After I go to San Francisco, and same like 2 days before they just cancel it, but that's fine because I rebook a new one, cheaper and even better. So that's good.
Not bad. That one didn't
Yeah.
turn out so terrible.
Yeah, and at the end I remember I just texted Airbnb and I was like, okay, like you cancel my Airbnb like twice with like no reason, and they just give me like a 50 euros coupon,
Voucher
yeah,
or something.
voucher that I use.
Well, okay. There was a silver
Yeah.
lining.
Yeah.
A little bit like not an ideal situation, but I'm a very anxious traveler. I like to
Yeah.
plan everything.
I know.
So when things like that happen, I would be like
Yeah.
freaking out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so after your grad trip, you spent a lot of the quarantine in the countryside in Belgium.
Yeah.
What did you do after that?
After that, so a lot of question in my head, because I was just I was ready like to work and to find a job, but I didn't really want to stay in Belgium, especially for like I want to speak English. I don't know why. I wanted to work like in an English environment, so I just decided to move to London, and I moved in December. 2020, right?
December 2020.
2020.
That's actually when I moved into this apartment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember I moved the 2nd of December 2020 to London, and I had to move because of Brexit. Remember, like the thing?
Oh, yeah.
So basically, as Belgian, as European person, if you want to get the what's the name of my visa again?
I don't know. A visa?
Pre-settle, yeah. So that's like a European visa you can get. I had to be in London before the end of 2020. So that's
Because
why
of
I moved.
Brexit.
Yeah, because of Brexit. So
What's the name of the visa?
Pre-settle, and then you can get like the settle.
Okay.
So yeah. So I'm under the pre-settle now. So yeah, I'll have to go back to London just to, be in the country for the visa. But yeah, I quite miss London, but I prefer my life here in Madrid.
Well, when you say you have to go back to London...
Yeah. Oh, just like as a tourist.
Okay, you don't have to go back and work.
I don't think so. I actually I need to read like the paperwork, but I think just by being there, it will be fine. We'll see. Anyway.
Okay, so trip to London.
Actually, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so when you did get the visa and you went to London, did you go with a job already?
Oh no. No, I had nothing. Just a bit of money on my account, but I had no job. I just like rent a room. Um,
And how is that? Because I know renting in London is really hard.
I mean, it was, yeah, actually, yeah, it was a bit hard, but I did it through like an agency, so they like helped me, so that was fine. Not like the cheapest way to do it, but like the easiest way for me. So I went there, like the room was shitty. I had no job. I was a bit depressed because, like, and stressed when you're not working,
Yeah.
you're not making any money. So that was like very stressful, but that's fine. And I found a job, I think by mid February.
Wow, so you were there for like 2.5 months with no job.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was still COVID. So I remember, so it was like COVID time. So you had to stay home for like 1 week in quarantine,
Before you can start.
like go out.
And what kind of job did you get in MedFed?
Like the first job was a private French teacher. It was like an online thing, so very like convenient for COVID and everything. So that was nice. And after that, in April,
Me.
I just like started working in a restaurant because I need the money. I need to start, and so I just started working in a restaurant.
And in the UK, what is the tipping culture like? Because in the US and Canada,
Yeah.
people, waitresses, myself included, when I was waitressing, we made so much money on tips.
Yeah, no, it depends. I think it's different in London. I know, like, in the US and in Canada, like, tips is something big there. Like, you have to tips. We don't do that in the UK. I mean, they don't do that. There is, like, the service charge. It's like, like something on the bill that they have to pay. But that's it, yeah.
And how much extra on top of your, like, hourly rate or your monthly rate would you say
like
was service charge?
I think it was, like, 12%. So not bad, but like so
Yeah, because like when I was a waitress, I could make like I was making a little bit. I think it's better in Canada because in the US I think some waiters get like $2 an hour, so they really rely on tips, whereas in Canada we had a server minimum wage. So if minimum wage at the time when I was in Canada was like $12, my server wage was actually $10, which isn't bad.
It's not bad, yeah.
But then on top of it's tips, so like I would get like easy $150 a shift.
Yeah,
in tips
that's
only.
a lot, yeah. But yeah, so I started working there. It was nice. I liked it, but still COVID time, so it was weird. Like I remember, like the restaurant was just open for like not delivery, but you can just take out and pick up your food or your coffee and everything. And then we just reopened like the terrace first, so it was like outside, and then after like little by little we just reopened the thing, and then I was able like to work properly. So that was very nice, yeah.
And did you like being a waiter or a server?
It's not about, well, I had no choice at that time because need money, but it's not that I don't like it. It's just that it's not my field.
Of course.
So it's like different, but I couldn't do it like my whole life, honestly, because it's hard. Like it's a lot of. Like,
I do think
hours.
I genuinely think that everybody in the world has to work in the service industry at least once in their life to have some compassion or empathy.
Honestly, yeah, I used to have like compassion because I knew before that it was intense, but I didn't know like how intense it could be.
Have you like I cried once?
Really?
There's so many times like yeah, I think like the one time I cried, I was working to save money to come to Spain.
Yeah.
I was working at a Irish pub in my town of Milton in Canada. Yeah. So one of my most traumatic moments working at that particular restaurant was basically one time when I was working at the patio, we were understaffed. So many people came in, like a literal like under 10-year-old baseball team, and all of their moms. They all came all at the same time too. So I'm like taking orders, and then there was specifically these two old men sitting on the terrace.
I think I know the story.
Yeah. And then they told me, can I get a Stella and a Smithix? Oh no, a Smithix and a Stella.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, yeah, a Smithix and a Stella. These are the names of beers, right? Yeah. And then his friend goes like, yeah, same. I'm like, what the fuck, they want 2 beers? Okay, whatever. So I put in two Smithwick's and two Stellas.
Obviously, yeah.
I bring the beers to their table, and they're like, "This is completely wrong." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "I wanted a Smithwick's in a Stella glass." He said a Smithwick's in a Stella. But, like, he said it, like, literally, like, how I'm saying it. Smithwick's and Estella. It sounds like Smithwick's and Estella.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And I'm like, what? And he started yelling at me. I had to go back to the bar and give them back and tell them, like, hey, I messed up this order. The bartender starts yelling at me. The guy from the kitchen comes out of the kitchen, starts yelling at me because I have to run the food from the kitchen for this freaking baseball team. But I didn't have time because I'm yelling at the guy with the Smithwick's and Estella. Yeah. And then I was just like, the guy in the kitchen was like, you need to run your food. Why aren't you running your food? They're piling up in the kitchen. And I'm like, I'm busy. And then I went to the back and I cried.
Aww. Yeah, I feel that. And sometimes people, they just can be so rude to you.
Yeah, I was just like, bro, like, a Smithwick's and a Stella?
Who does that anyway?
A Smithwick's beer and a Stella glass. Anyways, that made me so mad.
Yeah.
After your serving experience, you did pivot in London, and that was that the job before we started working together?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So I was like working for the restaurant still, but like as a CM as well. So that was like more my field. So I was happy, and I used to work for an architect as well, still as a CM, and I was doing like website updates and everything. So yeah, I loved it. And then, to be honest, I got a bit bored in London.
Oh my god. How can you get bored in London? It's such a big city.
It is, but like so expensive, and whatever you do was like just so much, and I don't know, I just got bored. I don't know why, I just got bored. So I was just like thinking about moving somewhere else, but I didn't want to go back to Belgium, obviously. And then I found a job in Madrid. Yeah.
I wonder with who.
Yeah. So I just got the job and moved here. Mm-hmm. So nice, yeah.
And then how are you liking Madrid so far?
Honestly, I love it so much. So it will be 1 year already soon, in June, actually. I just love it.
What is your favorite thing about living in Madrid?
The quality of life. People are nice as well. And I don't know, like everything is so easy here. Like going out is cheap and it's easy. Like you can go out anywhere, you're gonna have fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can go eat wherever you want. It's gonna be tasty. Pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
Almost.
That's
like
actually,
it's good. Like the quality of food is good everywhere. Like I don't know. Like everything.
And everything is like relatively cheap.
Yeah, affordable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to London.
Yeah, I mean, like London, one of the most expensive cities in the world. Makes sense.
But yeah, so I love it here.
Well, we love having you here. Can you tell us what was one of the most challenging thing moving to a different country?
I think everything was in my head, obviously, because I was moving in a country that I didn't know anything about. I didn't speak Spanish.
That's true.
I was like, okay, fine, I've got the job opportunity, which is good, but I don't speak Spanish, which is, you know? So I just stressed. And honestly, I feel like, I don't know if I can say that because I don't want to attract people here in Madrid, but I feel like Madrid is underrated. Honestly.
Don't come.
Don't come.
Yeah.
No, Madrid is not that good.
Madrid sucks. Don't come here. So, coming to Madrid, I remember that obviously one of the most difficult things moving to any country is finding an apartment.
Oh my god.
And
you want to talk about that, April?
Well, I went with you to see a couple of apartments back like last year. So, tell us a little bit about your apartment hunting experience.
Yeah. So, like, when I moved to Madrid at first, I just like rent a room, like super cheap one in Argüelles via one of my best friends. My best friend, like Megan. Oh no, you didn't meet her.
No.
That's a shame. It's fine. But yeah, so she used to live in Madrid as well. And she just like put me in touch with someone who knows someone, blah, blah, blah. So I got a room cheap in Argüelles. Remember that time?
Yes, I remember.
So I stayed there for like 3 months. and I want to like find my own place in September. So I had 3 months. I was like, that's fine. I have time. And then you're like, okay, Coco, finding a room in Madrid for September is like the busiest time. I was like, that's
I
fine.
did tell you that. I told you
Yeah,
to
I
start
remember.
looking in August.
I remember. So I think I start looking for a room by the end of June, by the end of July, and I start panicking by the end of August, and then I cry by the end of August. Remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
So yeah. I had like so many visits. Of like 20 visits.
Yeah.
And you did like, I think three of me.
Yeah,
three,
we looked
four?
at 3 with you.
Yeah, and like the last one was the good one. But yeah, I remember that time. But the thing here is like they're asking for a lot of money for like deposits and
Yeah,
like,
so
other things, so which makes no sense for me, but that's fine.
yeah, so in Madrid you have like obviously first month rent, then you have a month's deposit.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, not anymore, they've kind of like stopped asking for an agency fee, which
Yeah.
is good, because before you would pay an agency fee, which is 1 month's rent to an agency, and you would never get that
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
But kind of like a loophole that they've been doing, because now you cannot ask for an agency fee. They're
Yeah.
asking for like 2 months deposit.
Mm-mm.
So that's
So
like
that-
3 months.
Yeah, that's like a lot of money, but that's fine. And the thing with me, that I know what I like, and I want something very like,
Minimal.
white, pure, minimal. Yeah, to do my thing. So yeah, I was struggling, but like the last one we visit, I got it, so that's fine.
I have a question. So
Yeah.
I know you love your apartment,
Yeah.
but like, do you think that you chose this apartment because you were desperate?
I had no choice, yeah, because remember we visited the flat,
Yeah.
and I visited on a Wednesday, and like the Friday was my last day in my room in Arguelles, so I had no choice.
So yeah.
I was desperate.
Do you
yeah.
kind of regret it?
I mean, it's fine. It's just different.
Can you explain how it's different, Coco?
Okay, so bitch. Well, it's a very minimalist Japanese inspiration flat.
Emphasis on Japanese. How is?
Well, so we visited flats, and they removed like everything. Remember, like everything was a bit messy because they were about to
paint?
to repaint the flats. I was
Yeah.
like, oh nice, it's gonna be like so fresh and everything. So we just visited the flats. So you get the entrance, and then you left, you have like the room space, and then it's open to like a shower, and then open to the toilet. I was like, oh, that's nice, very high ceiling. And then there was no door, but I was like, okay, fine, they just repaint, they're just gonna, I don't know, like slide or something. There is something there, And then I just continued to visit. It's very nice, very like,
Yeah. No, it's
well,
nice.
It's nice, high ceiling, like the lights is good. So I was like, okay, fine. Where do I sign?
Yeah.
So we got it. And then
When you moved in.
when I moved in, still no door at my toilet. I was like, oh, that's weird. And then actually, I don't even know what to call that. What do I have? Curtains? I
Yeah,
don't know.
you do have curtains, but they're
Japanese curtains.
not. No, this is the thing, because the landlady like sold it to us that it's like I think they call it Japoscandi. Yeah, so it was basically marketed as like a Japanese, very minimalist
Yeah.
apartment.
And that's true. I love it, And the fact, like, that I don't have door, it's fine. But when
Now
you,
it is.
Yeah, but when you have like someone visiting you, it's a bit.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like there's no door to the toilet. You can
Yeah.
hear you can hear everything.
Yeah, if you.
And also, like, I don't think your curtains go all the way to the ground.
No.
No, so you'll see their feet.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah, that's the only thing. Otherwise, I will like the flights. It's very nice. So yeah.
Also, another thing that I wanted to touch upon, of you moving here to Spain, was your experience with the taxes.
Oh my god. Yeah. So I'm like 27, right? But I'm still a baby because I don't know anything about like taxes and everything. So I moved here in June. So I started working in June here. So I was like, oh, like I got my salary, and I was like, oh, that's nice. And then in January this year, I got less money than usual. I was like, that's not nice.
But like, not just less money, like 300 euros
Like,
less.
yeah,
Like a
honestly,
lot less.
Yeah, I was like, that's maybe too much. And then, yeah, I remember I texted you. I was like, oh my god, April, what's happening? And I just like the HR, and I was like, yeah, what's happening? I don't understand. I'm like, yeah, actually, just like the taxes that I wasn't paying last year because I was there for like less than a year, so I had no taxes to pay, obviously. And now I'm working for like a full year this year, so obviously I'm paying taxes. And I'm like, oh my god, that's a lot.
Yeah. So
that's why...
I think this is why salary transparency is so important, because me and Coco, we basically make around the same amount of money.
Yeah.
But like we never, like, I was just confused. Honestly, I thought you might have like a sugar daddy, or your parents are like paying for your life, because like he wasn't getting, he was getting 300 euros more than me, and that now it makes sense because he's going out, he's going to restaurants.
I was
all
just
the time.
not paying my taxes. That's it.
Okay, but like, to be clear, Coco did not do any tax evasion. It's because since he moved to Spain and he was in Spain for less than 6 months, and also the equivalent amount of money that he made within that 6 months was lower than the Spanish minimum wage, they didn't take taxes. But because now he's here for a full like fiscal year,
paying my taxes.
Say goodbye to 300 euros.
Yes.
I literally was like, Coco's dad must be paying like part of his rent or like something, because he's going out and eating at restaurants and partying, and then boom.
Yeah, I'm still doing that, but like, you know, it's fine. Yeah, it's just different. And good thing we're like in Spain, and like everything else is super cheap, and you can still affording like going out and go to the restaurants. That's fine. That's fine, honestly. But yeah, as you said, it's not like 30 euros. It's like 300. So it's a lot. But that's fine. I'm used to it now. I mean, do I have the choice? I don't think so. So yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's a good, interesting like lesson for moving abroad.
Yes, honestly, yes. And
study the taxes.
I think that's my fault, because I was just too innocent, and maybe I didn't ask like the right question. And that's something like being an adult, that you have to ask right question, especially like regarding your salary and your incomes in general, because like, oh yeah, that's fine, that's the offer, okay, yeah, that's fine, I just got it and I just signed, you know.
Yeah, it like, comes with experience too, because you have to know what kind of questions to ask. Like, even looking for an apartment, is it gas, is it electric heating, like who pays, is parking included, like just things like, and this all comes with like experience and being an adult. But anyways, you're here now. You've moved around quite a bit. London, Madrid, Belgium, full like America's tour minus Canada, but like super fun. Before we end this pod, I do love to talk. Sometimes I do like to talk about another thing that brings me comfort, which is TV shows. Is there any TV show that you're watching recently that you like?
So I've been watching on Netflix this TV show called Bodies. I don't know if you've heard about it. Bodies.
Is it in? Is your thing in French?
No. I think it's from the UK. I think.
Bodies isn't Three Body Problem.
No, it's not the one you suggested. Okay. No, that's another one. Honestly, I mean, I need to watch it, because you know what? I just got lazy with TV show for now. Recently, I don't know why. I just start something and then like 3 weeks after I just got to another episode. But yeah, that's a very nice TV show. It's about like a crime. So it starts with a crime in the 80s. And then you've got like the investigation, blah, blah, blah. And then you skip to the 90s. And then, bim, another crime. And actually, it's the same body, the same streets in London.
How is it the same body?
That's about that.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then I think you have like 3, 4. Yeah, there is like 4 timelines. So there was like in the 80s, one in the 90s, one in 2022, 23, and then another one in like 2060 something. So like present, future, and past. And then it's always like the same body, the same street in London, and like the same investigation. Different timelines. It's very interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, okay, I'm definitely gonna have to watch that.
Yeah. It's very nice. And I'm about to watch another one, which is called Another South. it's actually a Turkish TV show, and I feel like Turkish TV show are underrated as well. They're
Yeah.
very nice. Honestly, they're very nice. I used to watch one. I forgot the name. Anyway, that's fine. But it was very nice, and like my friend Megan, she's half Turkish, and she suggested me that TV show, which looks very good. So yeah, Another Self on Netflix. I don't know the
Wow.
Turkish name, but yeah. Looks
Okay,
nice.
so I heard Turkish dramas are like really, really
Yeah.
good. Similar
Yeah.
to like K dramas and all of those.
Yeah.
K dramas are super popular though. Those
Yeah.
are getting like really
And Turkish
mainstream.
dramas are like underrated, honestly. Yeah, because they're very good.
Well, Coco, thank you so much for spending your Saturday afternoon with us.
Of course.
Sharing your life a bit, your travels,
Yeah.
your apartment trauma, your
Taxes
tax
trauma.
trauma, all the traumas.
Yeah. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
No, of course. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to follow us on Instagram and also subscribe to us on YouTube. This podcast is available on all streaming platforms: Amazon, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all of the above. So, catch you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.